Let's say you're shopping for a Honda CR-V, but you want one with a little bit more flair and you want fuel efficiency. Well, look no more. This is what you will want. This is the 2026 Honda CR-V TrailSport. It's all new for 2026. It's the only one that comes in this ash green metallic color, which I think is very, very striking, very cool, and different from the crop of SUVs out there. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I do car reviews like this and a little bit of DIY. And in today's video, I'm going to be going over all the features and the specs of this Honda 2026 Honda CR-V Hybrid TrailSport. But before I continue, I want to give a big thank you to Honda for allowing me to live with this vehicle in my home test area for me to review for you guys. And thank you all for watching, for liking and sharing my videos. Stay tuned. That is coming up next. All right, let's talk 2026 Honda CR-V Hybrid TrailSport. This is all new for 2026, like I mentioned. Its tickets about between $40,000 to $41,000, which is very nicely equipped. And in today's car market, that's actually not too expensive because you're getting a lot for your money. All-wheel drive is standard in this particular TrailSport trim. You do have Honda's eCVT, which is two electric motors in the front, one behaving as a generator unit, the other one behaving as a transmission, which is that's why you hear the term eCVT. So it's not a traditional CVT with gears and pulleys, so to speak. Now, in terms of styling, I think Honda did a good job with this version of the TrailSport. You know, you have a very bold, aggressive front end. So, of course, all CR-Vs come standard with LED headlights, low beam and high beam, and as you can see, LED turn signal as well. They're flickering on camera, but that's just the way, sadly, LEDs look when you film them. They don't flicker in real life. You do have a very bold lower skid on the bumper. You do have skid plate on here, like a silver garnish in the front and the rear, which we'll go over in a second. And like I said in the beginning of the video, this color, ash green metallic, it's only available in the TrailSport model. TrailSport models also come standard with 18-inch wheels, wrapped in Continental cross-contact all-terrain tires. And the size of these tires are, let me see if I can take a look real quick. They are 235/60. So they're very meaty tires for off-road duties. I do like the contrasting black mirrors. You do have LED integrated turn signals on each mirror, black door handles, and easy access, so you can get in. Just put your hand right here to each door handle. You do have standard roof rack, and you do also get a sunroof in this particular trim. And overall, again, I am very I'm a fan of this generation Honda CR-Vs. I think it looks great. The redesign is excellent. And in the back, you have the signature vertical taillights that every CR-V since the beginning has had. And back here, you have combination LED and incandescent. As you can see, the turn signal is LED, brake light, tail light arrangement is LED, and reversal as well. You do have, because this is of course the hybrid version, and I like the fact that the badging is black, so it says CR-V right here, CR-V Hybrid on the left, and you do have the TrailSport badging on the right. And now that we're back here, of course, you do have a power liftgate, which is standard in the TrailSport. And let's take a look at the cargo area of the CR-V TrailSport. My apologies for the video looking a little dark. There it goes. Need my camera to focus a little bit. All right, let me fix that there. So behind, with the seats up, you have about 36.3 cubic inches of space. And with the seats folded down, it balloons to 76.5, which is excellent spacing. And sadly though, because it's the hybrid, you don't get a spare tire. You only get a fix-a-flat kit right here, which lives right here, and that's what it looks like. You do get LED lighting Let me just put this back in here. Try to do this one hand. Oh, whoa, there you go. And there you go. All right. You do have LED lighting in both sides of the cargo area. You do have grocery bag hooks, cargo cover, and if you do want to fold the seat down, you can just press this lever here on the side, which also serves as hard to do with one hand, but you have to do that. And let me see if I could do this one also. Let's see, a little hard to do with one hand, but there we go. All right, got it. And yes, it's absolutely massive. You can technically take this thing camping and have plenty of space. You do have a 12-volt traditional style cigarette style outlet right here. No USB in the cargo area. And that's pretty much it. And of course the cargo hatch, you can just press the button, close it up. Of course you do have a backup camera, nice little wiper, a nice little spoiler with integrated third brake light. And before we talk about the interior features and tech, let's take a look at the powertrain of this 2026 Honda CR-V TrailSport. And behind this very large sculpted hood lives Honda's hybrid system, which is a 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine made it to a 2-motor hybrid system, making a total system power of 204 horsepower and 247 pounds-feet of torque, which is excellent. It is rated for the 0 to 60 in about 7 seconds, which is pretty good and very respectable for SUVs in this class. No turbo. That's of course the power of a hybrid system, and which makes it go peppy. All right, let's take a look at the interior, the features, and then the tech, and then we go for a quick drive of the 2026 Honda CR-V TrailSport. Stay tuned for that. Okay, let's step inside the 2026 Honda CR-V Hybrid TrailSport. Very simple affair to get in. Just put your hand on the door handle like so. You do have the lock, which if you press it, the car will lock. It's beeping at me because the car is running. And interior is very simple, very straightforward. Typical Honda, no nonsense interior. They give you everything you need, and everything you don't. And for those of you who have never seen a Honda key, this is what it looks like. You have lock, unlock, remote start, and open the trunk release. Super easy and good key. And door panels materials here are combination soft with hard, soft and hard materials. Excuse me, got tongue tied where it matters. So up here where your hands will be and touch points, it is soft. You do have, of course, power windows, auto up and down front 2 windows, of course, power mirrors, and then down here you have hard plastic, which it's fine because you're going to be kicking this and going in and out. I like that little, it says CR-V right there. It's a nice little touch from Honda. Decent sized pockets because it's the TrailSport. And by the way, those all-weather mats come standard on the TrailSport, which is kind of cool. And it says TrailSport there, super nice and super useful. And you of course get TrailSport also in orange stitching all over the cabin and the steering wheel, which we'll go over. I like this, very nice. And modern day, dating myself here, but modern day cloth seats have come a long way. They're not a penalty box like they used to be back in the olden days. And you do have, of course, power driver's seat with 2-way lumbar support and manual seat on the passenger. If you want power, you have to get the EXL version to get that. Let's step inside, and it's a very nice place to be. In front of me, you have a 10.2-inch digital cluster, which is very good. Right now, I have it in what Honda calls bar mode, which on the left-hand side, it shows the RPM and charge indicator. And on the right-hand side, it shows the speed. And of course, you can customize, for example, by pressing this wheel here, you can customize the size. So right now I have it on trip computer, MPG, total miles, total range, driving speed, driver safety monitor screen, what the all-wheel drive system is doing, seatbelt reminder, maintenance light, safety system, and so on. And you can do a lot of things here and customize it, so which is super cool. And that's what the hybrid system is doing. So it tells you when it's in hybrid mode, when it's electric, when it's gas mode, or combined. And just now that I'm here, let me just show you guys what it looks like in regular mode. So if you do, excuse me, the round gauges. So if you put back to round, I'll show you guys real quick. It throws traditional needles as if it was real needles. So, you know, back in normal. But we're in the 21st century here, so why not have a modern gauge cluster that looks super futuristic and with the times. I like it like this. It looks pretty cool, super informative. Yeah, so I like it like this. I'll leave it like that for now. On this side, you could have either your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto screen. So you can customize, go through using this little wheel here on the steering wheel. And same thing, customize it. You could turn it off, the phone, AM, FM, USB port, etc. So this vehicle does have automatic headlights with automatic high beam. Of course, that's a standard affair in a modern day vehicle. Most cars do have, most of them have automatic headlights. And here you have on this side here you have the button for the trunk. You have a couple of blanks here for other models. This does have voice command. It does not have navigation standard, but it does have standard Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, both wired and wirelessly. And this is a 9-inch infotainment display. Super easy, very straightforward to use, nothing crazy. You have your settings here. You can go up and down the settings. Nothing crazy. And of course, this being a modern vehicle, it does have, of course, backup camera with trajectory lines. You can also change the angles. You can make it a little wider, a little narrow, top-down view. You're probably hearing, let me see. Yep, you're probably hearing the little EV sound, which is every vehicle is mandated by law to have that noise because they're silent. It does have the standard 8-speaker sound system. It's not non-branded. It's Honda branded. And let's keep talking about the fabulous interior here. Honda did a very good job with simplicity. I like the physical airflow little dials here. Everything feels very tactile and nice to the touch. Thank you, Honda, for keeping physical controls, climate control away from the screen. So you do have your airflow here, mode, defrost, rear defrost right here, and the heated mirrors, AC, dual zone climate control, the heated seats controls. That's it. You don't need to, that doesn't have to be buried on the screen. It's super simple. Shifter is a traditional shifter, nothing crazy. And you do have the different drive modes here, so which are normal. You got snow, eco, and sport. So I have it in eco mode, and eco mode will, of course, do its best to be as efficient as possible. And of course, sport mode will put the car in its sportiest setting. The steering wheel is leather wrapped, very nice. You have more of that orange stitching on the side, and is also heated. So it's also heated as well. Moving on to the center console, you do have a wireless charging pad right here. So super nice. You do have two USB-Cs, one for data only and one for charging only. And you do have a traditional cigarette style outlet right there. And that's it. And in the center, moving down to the center, you do have two cup holders right here. So nothing crazy here. Two decent sized cup holders. And let's spin it around. And then we have a very decent sized little cubby. I have my suction cup mount there for context, so you guys can see what that's like. Moving on to the glove box. Nothing crazy. Traditional style glove box. super useful and decent size glove box right there. And the seats, the passenger seat is heated, but it's manual. It's a manual seat, and you do have a standard size sunroof, which of course you can open right here. One touch open and close. Beautiful sunny day today, windy but sunny. And that's, oh, and the mirror is traditional mirror, nothing crazy. Hello, there I am. No auto dimming mirror, and that's pretty much it up front. Let's jump in the back seats, and then we go for a quick drive of the 2026 Honda CR-V Hybrid TrailSport. Stay tuned for that. Okay, let's step into the back seats of the Honda CR-V TrailSport Hybrid, and this door opens basically 90 degrees, which is excellent. Absolutely excellent. This is easy, and of course, clearly they thought about families when designing this car. Let me put the seats back up because I folded them down earlier, and they do recline. Let me do this one here. Kind of hard to do with one hand, but here we go. And they did think about families. Back here, windows are tinted and not auto up and down, but it's a huge window. It goes up and goes down quite a bit. Materials is very similar to the front. You do have soft, softly padded, plastic up top and soft over here. Nothing crazy. You do have a decent size door pocket. And let's step inside. I am 5'8". The seat is adjusted to how I drive, and plenty of leg room. And back here you do have 2 air vents, and you do have 2 USB-C ports. Interesting, no pocket behind the driver's seat, which is interesting, but you do have a pocket behind the passenger seat. And like I said, the seats are very comfortable. They do recline. You do have 2 cup holders here. You can, of course, sit comfortable here. Let me spin the phone around so you guys can see. Super comfortable. I'm 5'8". I have plenty of headroom. You do have LED lighting right here in the middle. No panoramic sunroof because you can't even get it in any trim, which is fine. You want that, you have to go for the Honda Pilot. All right, and now that we're done back here, let's take the Honda CR-V TrailSport Hybrid for a quick drive and final thoughts. Stay tuned for that. All right, let's take the 2026 Honda CR-V Hybrid TrailSport for a quick drive. And I will just keep it in D, and it's still in eco mode. And the power numbers are very decent, like I mentioned earlier in the beginning of the video. And Honda cracked the CVT weirdness, the code, and I think they did a good job, because there's no CVT whine. And if you haven't driven a car with a modern day CVT or eCVT, in the case of this, basically, like comparing it to a traditional transmission, meaning gears, first gear, 1st through 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever. You feel the gears going 1, 2, 3, you feel it going. When CVTs first came into market, you would floor it and the car would just go up and just stay there whining, and it's very annoying. But thankfully, I think Honda cracked the code with their programming with this eCVT, because it doesn't do that at all. It drives like a regular traditional automatic, which is, thank you Honda for doing that. Now, how it drives, it is very smooth, even though this has, the Continental's cross-contract all-terrain tires. Still smooth, no issues, no weird noises, which will do just fine in everyday commuting. The screen size is decent size, it's 9-inch screen. Backup camera resolution is okay, it's not too bad. And right now, I'm driving locally, it is an electric only because I'm using regen braking, which is nice. So these paddles here are not for shifting anything because there's nothing to shift, but you can use it for regen braking. So here I am gonna put it in sport mode and see what I can do. And there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3 virtual gears, which is again perfection, and it drives great. And on the highway it does a good job mitigating the speed. The steering wheel does get a little firmer in sport mode, but let me just put it back to econ mode, which most of you will probably drive it in econ mode, and right there immediately it turned off the engine. What that means is you're driving an electric only, which is where the fuel savings come in. That's what hybrids shine, and they're excellent with fuel economy. Because when you least expect it, you're driving an electric only without even realizing it, because it's so seamless, the transition between gas and electric, that you don't even know what's happening unless you look at the screen. The display here, which again is excellent. Super, super cool. I personally believe, and I'm gonna make a small prediction here, I believe that hybrids will eventually replace traditional gas cars, and it's already happening already. Look at Toyota with the Camry. The Camry is hybrid only. Honda themselves, the Accord, yes, you can get a non-hybrid, but the hybrid outsells the regular one, and Honda sales has been through the roof. This is why this is one of the best-selling vehicles for them, and partly the sales gained momentum for the first time in 2025. They did a sales goal of they sold 400,000 CRVs, which is excellent, excellent, and it just says that you can't make them fast enough, basically. It's a good product. I mean, it's a good car overall, and I like the fact that there's different flavors of it. This one is for more the outdoorsy type. If you want to go out the beaten path, you want a little bit more capability. You have, of course, the tires. You have the upgraded for 2026 all-wheel drive system is more, the power split is now more 50-50. So what that means is, it translates to better traction when the conditions get a little slippery or hairy, wherever you may end up with your CRV. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for sharing, for liking my videos. I really appreciate it. It does really help me out if you do subscribe, because it helps me grow, and I can continue getting more vehicles for you guys, for me to review and live with. And once again, thank you, Honda, for allowing me to have this car in my test area. And I will see you all on the next one. Make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, what you like, what you don't like. It really helps me out, regardless of your opinion. Take care, and I will see you all on the next one.